Okay guys, so I have a bit of a different kind of a video for you today. You know how much I really don't like doing this, but I've had one or two people ask me about systems for 750 pounds. Well, in fact, around 900 euros, and 750 pounds. So I got on, spent about 10 minutes putting some parts together, and I decided I would make a video on this. So for storage, I'm gonna start off down the bottom. I'm working my way up. So storage, you have a WD Blue 1 TB, perfectly good. Don't know what's happening downstairs. A perfectly good 1 TB hard drive, and it's just a good hard drive to have. I've never had a single issue with one. I've used plenty of them. For RAM, I have 16 gigabytes of G.Skill Ripjaws X. This is 2133. It's DDR3, and you'll see I didn't go for DDR4 because it either ships between 1 and 2 months. Or ships between 1 and 2 months from Amazon, or it's out of stock, or it's ridiculously expensive. For our CPU cooler, I went with a Cooler Master Hyper 103. It's a good cooler. I actually have one in my system at the moment, and I love it. Excuse me. I think I might add another. I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'll go for a 600 watt power supply. Does not have to be modular, but it would be nice to have a modular one. Usually I don't go for modular just because a lot of them charge a lot. And here's an Aerocool one. I do like the Aerocool power supplies. They're good power supplies, nothing wrong with them, and they're 80 plus rated, so I don't see an issue with them. But there, I'll go for an EVGA one. For our CPU, I've gone for the i5 6600K. Now, as far as I know, I haven't had any experience with this myself, but as far as I know, it's a perfectly good chip. I would like to get one myself if I could afford it, because as you can see, £219 is not cheap. So whenever I can afford to, I will put some form of a system like this together and make a video on it. And for our motherboard, I've went for a Gigabyte GA Z170 HD3 DDR3. This is a Z170 motherboard, but it takes DDR3 RAM. I would have gone for DDR4, but it's just too expensive, or you can't get it. Either that, or you have to wait a month and a half or 2 months to get it, and you're just easier going for DDR3. I don't see an issue with it. For our graphics card, I've gone for a GTX 970. I would have gone for an RX 480 because it's newer, and I like to go for the newer kind of stuff, but you can't get them. And also the fact that you can't get them, it's the same thing that is happening with AMD at the moment. That's happening with Nvidia constantly. You can't get them, therefore the price has skyrocketed. You're now paying £300. I've seen some of them for nearly £300 for a card that should be £220. So, you're either paying too much for it, or you can't get them at a decent price anyway because they're all out of stock. But the 970 is basically on par with an RX 480, so I don't see why I don't really see too much of a difference in it. Of course, there's more DDR5 RAM on the 480. For a case, I've gone for a GameMax Volcano gaming case. As you can see, I'm keeping with the black and blue theme, and the only time that's ever going to change is with the power supply, the leads in the power supply. Of course, I could put back on all the parts and add £100 worth of cable extensions in there. But really, performance is what you'd want when you're spending this amount of money. You're not spending it just to have a nice looking computer that can't play games at full settings. And in fact, I've just realized I've taken the price down a good bit more, which means you're actually saving some money. Could go for a better case, but I don't see anything wrong with this case. So there we go. That would be how I would leave it. I know it's a bit of a cheap case for this system, but really there's nothing wrong with the cases around these this price range. And also the amount of performance you'll get out of the system, you'll be playing everything, probably be able to play most things at 1440p, nearly full settings. So I don't see why the case would be a deal breaker. So there we go, £731.96. Pound to euro, that's what. So I'll call that £732. €852. So £730 and €850. So if I go like that and go euro to rupee, definitely. $952. And I know I do say it's generally the same, but as you can see, it's €1 is €1.12 or $1.12. So really, when I say a euro is give or take the same as a dollar, I mean the €1 is nearly the same as $1. So whenever I'm talking in my videos and I say it's roughly the same in dollars, I'm just referring to the actual exchange rate. I'm pointing to the screen like you can see me. What am I doing? Anyway, so there we go. That is a, give or take, £750 system. There we go. Oh, that's going to be it for the video. I know I don't do this kind of video all the time, and I will hopefully have another video out next week if I can get some parts together and maybe do a build. Won't be anything special though. Or if I can get some more parts and just review something, I don't know. So yeah, that's been today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.